And I should be live. Yes, I am. And I know this is completely out of my usual time frame, but I have 50 Necron warriors that I need to do, and it's going to take a while. I'm not going to joke. It's going to take a little bit of time. So I've done all the base coating that I was doing on them, and they've all been put where they need to. But I need to wash them all. I need to sort all the weapons out, and I need to do the gloves and the chest pieces on 30 of them. So we'll start with the wash. Pardon me. Start with the wash, which is good old null oil. And then from there, it's the dip pen, do all the white lines, fill all the golds, do the blue, and wash the golds. If it's all dry by then, and great. And I'm going to be able to do the bases as well. If we can do the bases today, if we can get all the way through to the bases and get them done, I'm going to be really happy because that'll be 50 models completed. That'll make a total of 66 models done for the army so far. And I'm well over halfway through. Stupid me, though, has forgot to do one very basic thing. Because this is outright completely out of my usual time. I've completely forgotten how to do it. I'm up too early in the morning. So, yes, I'm going to remember now to go share the links out and... Well, not the links, see, I can't even think anymore. What is it I'm going to do? I am going to... I'm going to put that in there. So if you're aware of that one, you can go see them. And I'm also going to... I'm going to pop it in my own Discord server. I know it sounds stupid, me actually doing something in my own Discord server. And I'm really far behind on this, so I shouldn't really be doing this. Right, okay, so there we go. I'll sort the thumbnail out afterwards for this video. I'll do all that once it's... And it's just frozen on me. Has it just frozen on me? Hello? I don't know what's going on. Something happened, and I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's my computer not liking tabbing from thing to thing. Okay, so any with the black bases are the ones my mate's already done. So he's already done them in the silver, the basic metal color, and he's also done the bloody gold thing on the chest, which is going to make this washing section a little bit more fun, trying to actually get around the bits that he's already done with a great big whopping brush. And I just noticed that there's a line that I'm going to have to do, and there's another one. And the good thing about washing them first is I'm going to find out where all the lines are that I've got to go through and everything. Good morning, Mick. How are you doing, man? I know I'm up early for me. I'm up and on early, very early for me. Which means the majority of my American viewers are probably going to be in bed. But that doesn't mean that everyone else is going to be in bed. So we shall see who turns up. Many are few. And we'll go from there. I mean, it's not going to stop me having to do this today. Because I've got 50 models to get through of just all this one by one. And all the bloody same. So it's going to be very monotonous for me. And probably very monotonous for people watching. Unless you find my voice soothing, as some people apparently do. I'm going to start putting ASMR in my tags, I think, because I'm either boring as sin. I don't know, Steve, to be quite honest. I don't know. I'm shocked myself. But I am awake at this time of the morning, and I've got my mate's Necrons to paint. So off I go. I've got 50 warriors to do with it today. Keep the nice scarpet load there as a reference to what I'm doing and where the colours are supposed to go. But yeah, for some reason, I'm up at stupid o'clock for me. I don't know why. I'm up, ready, and in the mood to do some painting. So, not to be one to waste that current influential energy, I'm gonna get cracking. Because let's face it, I don't always feel like painting. And I know I try to do it every week on a Monday if I can. If not, I'll try and pick it back up on the Tuesday. Yeah, I bet you do. I mean, this is about what, a 2,500 point army in total. He never gets to field it all, or he's never got to field it all anyway. But yeah, 12,000 points worth. Oh, that's a lot, man. That's a lot, man. Although your armies should be increasing in the first place anyway with the 3D printer go brrr. I dread to think how many new factions you have for proxies. So yeah, washing them all first. I know it's probably the most boring part of any modeling section is just coat them all in wash. Oh, first brew of the day, that as well. First brew of the day. I'm definitely doing something wrong. I should not be having my first brew of the day on live on camera. It's a bit late now, I know. But now, Steve, if you've managed to find your headphones, mate, because your speakers, as wonderful as they are for music, they do cause a little bit of feedback. And Mick, if either one of you want the link, just say so. And today I'm sending private links, so I'm not going to go putting it in the chat. So I will need a request if anyone does want the link. And you also need some way of contacting me privately, whether that be through Discord, Instagram, Facebook, however you contact me. I could go full out with my Marines against your Grey Knights. I think you're the only person who I could do that with. I mean, I don't think I could get... Could I get all my Space Marines on the train with me? It'll be a bit of a faff, but I'm pretty sure I could get all my Space Marines on. And if you've got 13,000 points worth of Grey Knights, then I could field everything. I mean, it'd be a completely illegal detachment because of the sheer amount of captains and lieutenants that'll be on the board. But I could field everything, including a couple of annoying little units that keep you out of deep strike, or keep you out of deep striking range. Keep you well in that, yeah, I'm going to shoot you first type of place. Because I do have, courtesy of Cinescape Studios being able to get one, I do actually have some of the Phobos units now that are not just Reavers. Oh, it would be a long day. That would be a long day, Mick. A standard 2,000 point army would... What, a battle between two complete and utter amateurs like me and Steve who don't know how to play to a quick tournament base. It would be a very long day to have a... Let's just round it off to like, what, a 10,000 point army battle? Just in case points changes, etc. And one of us doesn't quite because something's dropped in points. It's like, oh, it should be 12,000, but they've reduced all that, so then 13 units don't quite add up to as much anymore. So if we was to say 10,000, nice round number, Even that's going to take us well over a weekend to get through. Because neither one of us are very particularly quick at playing. I like to question rules. I like to know what's going on, when's going on. So I'm one of them people that, why is it doing that? Why is it? And I'll ask questions from my opponent, especially if I don't know their army too well. In the case of Grey Knights, it won't be too bad because I have to kind of look at the Grey Knights, and I've had to build Grey Knight forces when I wanted to try my Tyranids out and proxy half the army. It was Grey Knights that I played, and I had to build both sides. So I'm not too bad when it comes to Grey Knights. Keep them out of 12 inches. Don't let them charge you. And you're going to be pretty much all right. If you can do Deep Strike Denial, even better. But washes first. Because I've got a feeling that next one of my armies I get to play that isn't one of my own forces is got to be these. It's got to be the Necrons. Which, in all fairness, I'm not looking forward to. I'd rather face my own armies. Let's see if I can actually keep my hands in the frame for a change. And not rub my fingers all over the model to get all the wash off that I've just put on. And lucky me, I found my other non-Lyle this morning, so I do have a nice full one for when this one runs out. Because it's going to run out. I guarantee you that now. This one's running out before the end of these models. It was running low when I started the Scarabs. Never mind started these. I believe that might have been my postman. Either that or some silly people going around to houses that don't affect me saying, we can help you. Really? I don't think you can. Oh, there's another one that's got the gold bit in the middle already. So extra careful going around his chest. Make sure we get Boffin's bridge under there. Whoa! And that's why I'm glad I didn't put any in there. Otherwise, he would have just been absolutely saturated in whatever paint was in that little section. That'll come next. That'll come next when I've got to do all the silly little lines. Before I can go over them all with blue. But on that little note, Steve, we do need to reorganize another one because it was unfair of me of Ezra because I came expecting to play you. And poor Ezra brought a Bane Blade for the majority of his points. So that's not very nice of me. So we do need to arrange that again so we can do more of a take on all comers army. So I'm not just going to... I mean, I will be planning to face Space Marines. So there will be a fair bit of 2 damage in there. Chances are I'll probably take Hellblasters, maybe a Repulsor, a couple of Lieutenants, or I might completely throw you all off and bring the Necrons. Not the Necrons, the Tyranids. Jeez, I can't even remember which armies I've got now. I've not got Necrons. Just twice I've said that. I've not got Necrons. These aren't mine. I've got Tyranids, Orcs, and Space Marines. The Orcs are just in a shambles at the moment. So who knows? Maybe I could get the Orcs into some kind of fit state to work, and then I might be able to play the Orcs as well. Although I'm not holding out any hopes on the Orcs at this moment in time. They're definitely a back burner army. with having so much other stuff to be doing at the minute, whether it be scenery related or, in this case, somebody else's, aren't they? And just in case anyone gets confused, no, I'm not being paid for this. This is not a commission type of painting. This is a, you've not painted them for 5 years. Give them to me, I'll paint them. And I don't mean give them to me, I mean just hand them over for a bit while I paint them and I give them back. Now, I do have a NECRON'S gang to be, pardon me, to be doing the same thing with. But on that one, I may actually invite the person on so he can help me talk through which bits should be going where, who should be having what, and kind of help out on the colour schemes. He's got a nice black little gang that he wants me to paint. And he did ask me a very long time ago. It's just that I've forgotten what he asked me to do with them. So I've gone and left them for a bit. And I'll come back to them once I've got more space on my desk. Which will primarily be once you've got rid of 100 and odd NECRON'S in a big box that's currently stopping you from getting your knees under it. That's it. Just smack the light with your brush. And the bit I'm not looking forward to is the dry brushing afterwards. So all these are going to need a dry brushing to some degree. Why did you decide to paint 50 models all at once? Well, I must really dislike myself. I know how bad it is to do a 10 model group at once. I've done bulk painting before. I know what it entails. Why on earth have I set myself up for it again? I don't know. But I have, so here we are. I've only got, what, 4 hours to get this done? I say only 4 hours. It should be done within that 4 hours. If it's not, then I've done something. I'm doing it really wrong. Even with talking on camera, I should be able to get this done within that time frame. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Really, I should be putting these in ranks of 5 so I can keep track of them. I should, but, well, any of you who've known me before me, I never do things in the right order. I do them in my order, and it's possibly why it always ends up being quite a little bit, not quite off, but certainly not standard. Well, so Kit Bash, how you doing, man? I'm my body's currently in a state of shock at the moment, Kit Bash. It's protesting as to why I've come on so early in the morning. Well, really early in the morning for me. So my body's in a state of shock at the moment. Once it exits that state of shock, I don't know what's going to happen. But there's only one way we're going to find that out, and that's by plugging on through. So there will be a couple of short nicotine breaks from the vape pen, purposely for streaming. Because there's no way I want to get through all this without a cigarette or nicotine of some description. So anyone who doesn't smoke, my advice to you is don't bloody well start, because it's not good. It's not good for you. So yeah, don't start smoking because it's not nice. Yeah. Well, I think it's not nice. I enjoy it, but God damn, my lungs don't in the morning. It's out of camera shot. Yep, and you can't even see the vapor. Awesome. I think I chose the right one there. Oh, you stayed up last night? See, I got an early night last night, but medication doesn't allow me to get up first thing in the morning very easily. I don't know how he's managed to get me to, how I've managed to actually be in a cognitive state to even speak properly. 9 Dreadknights, 5 Dreadnoughts, 2 Land Raiders, 3 Rhinos, 3 Storm Talons, 2 Storm Raven gunships. Yeah. See, the troops don't worry me as much as, see those Dreadknight things? Yeah, I don't want them hitting my front line. Don't want the Dreadknights hitting my front line. No matter which army I'm playing. The Dreadknights can go shove it. But they have just got a point increase, so you won't be feeling, well, as you know, in the 10,000 point, you'll feel the bloody lot, won't you? You'll feel every single one of them and say that they're all, well, at least 3 of them are Grandmasters in Nemesis Dreadknight armor. So that'll be 3 Grandmasters, 6 Dreadknights, countless troops. So as you've put it, I'll be in the similar situation with troops. I think I've got like 35 standard intercessors plus another 20 assault intercessors plus 5 heavy intercessors. And then some others. Good morning, Ali. Good morning. So I'll be on a very similar standing to you with troops, Nick. But yeah, those Dreadknights, those are going to be those would be a problem. Those would definitely be a problem. It's not that I don't have stuff to take out a Dreadknight. It's just that I don't have stuff to take out 9. I don't have enough stuff to take out 9 in any faction. In any faction. I mean, if it was got to get the drop on them with charging, maybe with the aggressors. I'm in a state of disbelief at the moment, Ali, because I'm awake at this time of the morning. That's what I'm currently in at the moment in time. Body's protesting, complaining. But yeah, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about how I'll get my head kicked in by 9 Dreadknights, weren't I? Yeah, I could like 6 Eradicators, 9 aggressors. If I can get the jump on them in close combat with the aggressors, I've got a chance. If I can get the jump on them with Carnifexes and Norns, I've got a chance. The problem is those things are going to be teleporting down right next to me. And if I don't position the... Now, is it the Incursors? Or is it the Inceptors that stop you from teleporting within 12 inches of me, which will stop your charges, hopefully. So if I can position them right, then even if you teleport in, I can keep you at a distance and shoot the crap out of you and possibly get the charge. If I mess up the positioning of those 2 5-man units, and there is only 2, there is 2 5-man units that are going to essentially hold off your entire army at a 12-inch bubble for 1 turn, I hope. Just 1 turn. That's all I need them to do. If they can hold you off long enough for me to actually take out enough of what's come on the board, then it'll put me at the point where it's like, okay, I've got a chance now. If I position them wrong and you manage to get your charge off from Deep Strike, I've met Grey Knights in close combat. I know I'm going to lose. Even if I take, I don't know, what's the best close combat unit I've actually got to go up against a Terminator? because that's mostly what you'll be dropping in. I'm guessing it will be Paladins, Terminators, Strike Squads, and the like. So let's not talk about Paladins, because they're just nasty little buggers all on their own. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's not nice. Oh dear. We have a missing piece, people. We have a missing piece. Keep an eye out in your drains. Keep an eye out in your sewer systems. You know what you're looking for. It's a plastic bit. You've hunted for them on carpets before. Keep an eye out. So whatever that bit is that's falling down the sink for kit bash, see if it floats by you. It's probably not going to float by me. I'll leave you to keep an eye out. You know, more of a chance of it going by you than me. And depending where it is, he might go past you as well. But then he's going to have a much longer journey. In fact, it'll probably meet Lee at Anfield first. And if he gets to me, then, well, he had a very good trip. Yeah, I'll pick up another one then. I mean, as long as you can get it at the right price, then these aren't too bad. It's when you've got to pay full retail for this crap, then it's just, yeah. I'm very reluctant to cut anything up that I've just paid full retail on for these, which is why I don't have any kit bashes out of Games Workshop products, because they're bloody expensive. If I'm beginning to think that, you know, taking up drugs or high-end cars might have been cheaper. I'm buying myself a couple of a Ferrari or something might have been a better option than starting Warhammer. It is a bigger outlay in one go, but you don't have to paint it. I'm not saying all my armies are worth enough to buy a Ferrari, but you get the point. It's an expensive hobby. It's just you get to spread it out a little bit in chunks of 50 quid to 100 quid to buy a single box of fucking infantry. Still can't believe he's over 50 quid just to get 3 bloody Centurion Devastators. I am not happy about that. My favorite unit, because they're point and delete. They're great units. Oh, whoa. I had a bit of a Trump moment going on there. Sorry about that, people. Sorry. Oh, Farmer Freeze, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm on 25. I'm almost halfway through the washing stage. That's good. That's good. Getting halfway through. Come on, you little person, you. I don't know why I stopped myself from swearing then. I've been on for half an hour. I usually put it down not for kids. If any kids do watch this, don't copy the bad language. And I know there's a lot of it. Fuck, do I know there's a lot of it? See? Slipped out that one. So don't copy the bad language. I'll go back and try and put it not for kids later on. But let's face it, kids these days probably know more swear words and more profanity than I do. When your 6-year-old's pointing out bad words on YouTube that you didn't quite clock, it's like, oh, right, okay. That didn't work. Not good, is it? But at least he knows bad words. Start number 26. Paint up his ass. Paint Boffin's bridge, back of his legs. Do his crotch. Dollop on his head, spread it down his arms, spread it down his back. A little bit on the gun. Not too much on the gun though, because I've got to go back over that. Good morning, Joey. Are you feeling all right, man? I mean, it's got to be late for you. It's either really late or really early. No worries, Steve. See you after Tesco. It's only down the road. You'll be back in a minute. It's like, what time are we on over there, Joey? Because I'm going with 7 in the morning ish. You might be a bit further over, so it might be more like 6. Wow, so you've literally just started work. You've just got to work. And the first thing you get to do when you get to work is look at my ugly mush. You lucky. Although I'm gutted I didn't get to come up on your stream the other day because I was going to when I come back from school. And then, well, getting kids back from school kind of puts a stop at writing any plans you make. Especially when they all start coming back at once. So, well, what do you do there? Oh, don't tell me you've got a scarab on your stomach. Oh, that's just a stupid place to put a scarab. I'm sure. Right. In case you're all wondering what I've just been complaining about. Up under there, and I can't get it in focus, but under that little section there on his stomach, which is hidden behind his gun and underneath his chest and everything else, I believe is a tiny, tiny, tiny micro scarab. If you're wondering what a tiny, tiny, tiny micro scarab looks like, I shall show you. Because this big bugger's got some on as well. Let's see if we can find one. There they are. See them? No, you can't because I didn't get it in the camera. There they are. Them tiny little things there that you can barely see. He's got one on his stomach. I can barely get a wash brush in there. Never mind a fine detail brush. What on earth were they thinking? I mean, it'll look good if you was to do it in like parts and if you just do it in pre-assembly. Kind of a problem when they've already been assembled and then you've got to paint them. Because these were already assembled before I even got hold of them. Already put together. Already looking in their nice dominating standing pose. I will know. I will know. Hopefully it's only going to take a small little dot of blue. If it does take just a little dot of blue, that's awesome. If it's going to take more than that, then it's just going to have to irritate me, and I hope that he's not watching now to notice it. Karma, if you're watching now, let me know so I know whether I can get away with it or not. That's probably the best way to make sure. Okay, if I freeze for a moment, it is only going to be for a moment, I hope. I hope. Just got to reply to one quick message, and if it is, then I would say he's almost a celebrity within the painting world, but we shall see. So I apologize if anything freezes up. I am still here. Thank you all for staying for just a moment. I can't even spell currently. No. And then back we go to the live stream, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be. What have I just done with my kitchen roll? What have I just done with my kitchen roll? I know I had some for drying stuff, but it's gone somewhere. Right. That's that sorted. That was no, because they're busy. I do have tea. I have tea. One of the few things I did actually manage to get ready on time before I started this. I mean, it doesn't happen very often that I actually get stuff ready on time. In fact, I think I'm starting to get known by those of you who come regularly that I'm usually not going to have something. There's going to be something missing that I actually need to do the project that I'm currently working on, whether it be painting these and I forgot something really, really, really important, like, I don't know, the white paint to go over all the little bits. Or in the case the other day, I didn't even have the red paint to paint the bloody barrels. Probably not as much as you, Root. Being a big prick generally means you can get lots of things in it, doesn't it? I mean, I'm a bit of a dick, but yeah, I don't have no intention of jamming things in my prick. No intention of. See, that's an out hole, is that? That's what that is. It's not an in hole. If you're putting things in there, then probably better off seeking some kind of medical help. Although I suppose if you need a wee, it's all coming out in one big flush, isn't it? I suppose it'd probably make it quite flaccid and limp as well. So no, I'll leave you to that, mate. I'll leave you to that. It's not something I'm particularly interested in. I know I'm getting on a bit, but it's not gone to that extent yet. I'm all right. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 20 more to go. I don't think I'm getting all 20 out of this pot. I will. I'm going to have to open the second pot. Now, if you're going to try something like that, at least get creative and not use like little sticks and things like that. I mean, get creative. Try straws. At least then if you need a wee halfway through, it can still come out. And if that hole's now no longer holding things, then you can always try potatoes up the backside. Yeah, it's something I've never tried, but I'm giving you ideas. You can try other ways, try other methods, expand your horizons. Don't just stick with matchsticks in your prick, mate. Don't just stick with matchsticks in your pricks. Go for potatoes up the bum. You can get a world record. In total of these, Ali, there are 50 of them. There are a total of 50 Necron warriors to go into this force. He's only got 5 immortals, which is a bit of a downside. You could do with some more immortals. But I'm not going to be buying him any. Because, well, he'd be fielding against me, so no. I'm not that daft. And the reason he's got 5 immortals in the first place is because of a special magazine pickup that I managed to get really, really, really cheap. So I ended up with 5 Royal Wardens, I think it is. And just cut all the extra trim off so they don't look as fancy as the Royal Wardens. And then they just look like normal warriors. Not warriors, immortals. And I think they're after I've done these, those are going to be the next ones that I do. So I'm going to, even though I started at one of the complicated ones with lots and lots of bits and stuff on it, and all the extra livery and flashy bits and loiny dangling bits. Yeah, I think I'll go on. I think I'll keep working through the simpler ones, and then we'll go from there. And I'll work my way up until I'm a bit more confident to get onto that Lord of that he wants more bespoke than the rest. He wants him to stand out a little bit more because he's got 2 Lords with a Tachyon Arrow and 1 with a Resurrection Orb. Mrs. Laz is currently, I believe, helping my eldest plan what they need for their school trip. They're nicely going to Italy at the end of the school year. As a well done for doing so well. So they're planning everything that they're going to need to pack and get ready to go. And I believe then it's quick nip into the town centre to go pick everything up that they need from there. I've never been to Italy. No, I have no wish to go, but if the opportunity arose, I would go. I have nothing against Italy. It's just these closer places to go to get a similar feeling of a holiday. Being in the UK, could nip over to the south of France. It's a little bit closer than Italy, and possibly just as warm. All being on the Mediterranean and all that. If I wanted something a bit cooler, then I'd head over to the Scandinavias, which again would be closer than Italy. So, not having done many flights, I'm not sure how I would proceed on a more long-term flight. Not in this case. No, there's teachers going and there's a fair few from the school actually going. So no, parents do not get to go on this one. They have not asked for parental supervision. To be quite honest, if they did, I don't think mine would want me to go anyway. It's like, no, please don't. No. Don't want you to be going. You'll embarrass me. Yep. Damn right I will. Ministry of Silly Wars will have nothing on how I parade down the street. Just to cause embarrassment to the kids that are around me. Because I'm evil like that. No, I'm not evil really like that. It's just, well, if you can't embarrass your kids, who can you embarrass? Oh, nieces and nephews, I suppose. So it's 35, right. 15 left to go, and then I can get the dip pen back out and start working on the Anyways, so root vegetable. Are you still here? Are you still obsessing with matchsticks? Well, I hope they do. I really hope they do. But this is going to be, I think, the second time going to a foreign country, and this time they will. No worries, Kitbash. You have a good day, and good luck with anything else that you've got planned for the rest of the evening. Because yeah, your stuff takes way more time and it's far more stressful than what I'm doing right now. So have fun. Thank you for calling in, and see you in a bit more. Drive safe. I've forgotten what we're saying. I mean, I was saying drive safe to Kitbash, but that's saying bye to somebody rather than in the middle of saying something that I've now forgotten completely. Second time away, but this time without any parents. So it's going to be a big difference. But we're confident that they're going to be sensible enough over there that we've said they can go. So, yeah. The only thing that's got me slightly worried is timings and having to be at certain places at certain times. I know they're not particularly good at that necessarily, so they're going to be relying on all the friends that are over there. No, don't worry. I get interrupted very easily, Kitbash. All it takes is a little bit of light to go past the screen. I'll catch the corner of my eye, and that's me distracted. Your first tournament in what? First game in 15 years? Jeez. Oh dear. I hope I'm wishing you well. But I know there's going to be some meta chasers. No matter what game you're playing, there's going to be some meta chasers there, and I hope you don't encounter too many of them, because there's meta chasers in every game. I dread to think of how many people have just sold their entire army to buy a brand new army because of yesterday's balanced status slate. Well, Al, you do distract me a little bit, as does Kirsty, and I wouldn't call it a distraction because I willingly come on here and put a chat room up for people to chat to and come and say things. Because let's face it, doing this would kill your brain after so long. There is a very good point there. If it doesn't go his way, then at least he's had an experience and he's learned something new. And if he gets kicked out of the tournament early, then he knows whose cards to go after, because they're the ones still in there. Joke, don't go beating anyone's cars in. I'm not saying violence is a good thing. Don't go doing it. I'm joking. I know it's hard to tell sometimes because the tone of my voice just doesn't bloody change. But I am joking. So the best way to do it is think that I must be joking because it sounds like that. That's probably the best way to look at it. And then if I'm not, I'll probably let you know. Nah, I'm not joking. But in this case, I am. Yeah, don't go smashing people's cars up just because you lose. That's called being a sore loser, and we don't want that in the hobby, please. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Come on. I can do this. It took me nearly an hour to do the bloody washing. Which is, what, just over a minute a model? if I can get it done within the hour. I mean, I've got 10 minutes left and I've got 12 models left to do, so I'm averaging less than that at the minute. But if I can speed up ever so slightly without lowering quality, I should be able to get them done by the hour mark, and then start this side again and work my way through. So just out of curiosity, do we have any more Matchstick fans? I will be coming back to that one because, well, that's made me laugh. Absolutely scorching hot, Ali. Absolutely scorching hot and sunny as all hell here at the moment. In fact, I can prove it just by doing that. See, really, really bright. And as soon as I do that, you can't see me anymore. That's why I've got all the windows and curtains closed so I can actually be seen on camera. I tried it and it was just like, nah, it's not working. You're not being on camera if that curtain's open. So great. I know some people don't like the talking head bits, so they'll be like, oh, you could have just left it and left the camera there. But sometimes my hands aren't here and I need this section, so you know what, I am still interacting and I'm here. I've not just stood up and wandered off somewhere and just left it. I know he's roasting. It is absolutely roasting. I mean, I've got technically what is it? I think it's a hockey jersey. So it's full of tiny little holes. I don't know if I can get it in there. There you go. So it's full of tiny little holes. There's loads of them, and even under this, I'm roasting. But I ain't stupid enough to go around with my arms and everything uncovered because I know how the sun doesn't like me and it has a vendetta against me because I can reflect it. So what it does is it focuses and tries to burn me, which is not very nice. I wish it wouldn't, but it does. So I have to make sure I keep myself fully covered and nice and shaded. Yeah, as I'm doing the shading. We are coming down now. What's that? That's a bit of dried paint. That's what that is. Final 10. Final 10. And then I can start on the really difficult bit. Well, I'll say difficult. I could make it a hell of a lot easier on myself by just not doing it to the way that I want to. But then I wouldn't be happy with it. So I'd end up stripping the model back all the way down to its plastic and starting again. So I'm just going to have to do it the awkward way, like I always do. Don't know why I choose the awkward way every time. And much just like the effects and the knowledge that I've actually put effort into something to get it to look even semi-decent. I said semi. Yeah, it's as far as I know, it's a hockey jersey. It's the style of a hockey jersey, but it's a Slipknot hockey jersey. So it's not actually a team. And I think it's about 20-ish years old, this top. And as it's the only time I've ever seen it, even walking through the city centre at the peak of when Slipknot were huge over here. I mean, right in the middle of the new wave, new metal scene. I never saw anybody with this top on. Nobody else. So as it's made its way around, certain friends of mine, so oh, I don't want this anymore. So give it here, I'll have it. Because it is a brilliant top. It is fantastic, and you shouldn't be throwing it away. Not when it's in perfectly good condition. I mean, I've had it for years, 15 years. Yes, city centre is downtown for those who are in the States. It's not necessarily down anywhere because you can get to it from 360 degrees. You generally stick our city centres in the middle and build out all around it. So yeah, it's equivalent of downtown. So probably not as busy or as many decent shops. Okay, that means that I'm not getting these done in an hour because I've got 7 left. And I keep stopping to drink. Oh, I managed to keep the rock black. How have I managed to do that? Ooh, I might have to do that as necrodermis. And if anyone's wondering what the hell is that word I've just said, it's basically the metal that these guys are made out of, or a stone that these guys use to make things and buildings and floating bastions of death, known as monoliths. Or tesseract vaults, or yes, it's black stone glows a bit green. You see, we've got town's different for me, Ali, because town's going to one of the towns as opposed to into the city, because the city's just as close to me as the towns. Although I do go to town quite a lot because it's quieter. It's a lot quieter in town, but there's a lot of things you just can't get in town. You've got to go into the city for, which is a bit of a bad thing, really. It's a bit of a bad thing because I don't like the city that much. It really is a bit of a pain to actually go there. I don't know what was going on with on my screen then, but I had to sort something out. It was not playing nicely with me. And thank you for everyone who's come to join me today as well. And I know I'm really out of sorts with my time, but if this seems to be a better time for most people, then I might be able to look at doing it, my streams, more this time than in the evenings. But there are certain people that I know can't join me during this time. So the evening ones, I still intend to try and do them, so certain people can still come and join me. Joey, you are one of them. Knowing that if I can go on when you're home from work, then I get a chance to actually talk to you again, bro. And you got Captain if he ever wants to come up again. I know he's going to be in work today, so there's not very much of a chance of him coming up. And then you've got everybody else. So unless I manage to catch it at a stupid time where for some reason you've got insomnia and you're awake, there is weekends, but I've got to do it when the kids aren't here. So I have to do it during the week when there's no children, because I wouldn't get the peace and quiet I need to sit down and have a microphone on. Yeah, they're not. It's just going to be kids all behind us. No, you see, we just say town or the city. Sometimes I do have to specify which town I'm going to, but most of the time, because of where I'm situated, there's only one town that I'll go to because it's a bus that direction, and then cities in that direction. Captain won't fit in a room. I've said Met Captain. Captain won't fit down on mine. He'll be the one stood at the top pushing the trucks from the loading place to the entrance. He's a big bloke, he's Captain. A big bloke. Quite easily take me out with one body press. Just boom, you're gone, mate. So yeah, cheers. I've got crushed lungs. A hug off that guy, a proper bear hug off that guy is enough to just crack a few ribs. It'll all be done with loving care, but yeah, my body's a bit more fragile than what his body can is. Whew. Yeah, big fella. Love him to bits, but yeah, just don't want to annoy him, especially if I'm in around his area. Which granted will not happen often. It is a plane ride away. Or if I'm feeling particularly nasty to myself, I could always jump on a ferry and sit going for a few hours while I watch all the planes zip back and forward above my head. So I would much rather get a plane if I can. I hear a kettle a-boiling, and that means a brew's coming. If I finish this in time. I hope I finish this at that.
I wasn't making a brew, but I can do.
I just heard a kettle.
Rice. But that's a good idea, brew as well.
See, I have wonderful ideas. Let's move my cup into a position where it's capable of getting picked up. And I've gone over an hour, but I've only got 3 left. So, yeah, close enough. It'll do. It'll do. Don't you be coming out of your base now. Nuh-uh. Don't be popping out your base. And I've just realised something. I've listed off my entire 3 armies that I've got, and I've got a Chaos Warrior sat right there. I don't collect Chaos. I do not have any Chaos armies anymore. I did have a small Death Guard army briefly, but I didn't paint it and I sold that. Pardon me. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. Shut down that brew. I think I have like a quarter of it left, so certainly should have took the time a bit more with that than I did. But you can't say no to a fresh brew when you can hear the kettle. You just can't. And even if they weren't making a fresh brew, they've put the kettle on. It's their own fault. You put the kettle on, you should know that somebody's going to go, yeah, I'll have one. Especially in this house. I learned that years ago. I can't put the kettle on for anything without somebody coming up to me going, yeah, I'll have a cup of tea. One last one to go. No, I've got no bass on these, never mind treble. I think these headphones pretty much just cover mid-range and that's it. Which makes it difficult for when people come up with particular bassy voices. So if anyone's watching this back and you happen to land on a certain part of this, if you think I was too cruel, leave a message. You leave a comment. If you leave an obscene comment about it, then I will be just deleting the damn thing. But if you leave constructive criticism, I'll be more than happy to watch and read. And I've just lost half of my viewers for some reason. I have no idea why that just happened. It could be StreamYard just lying to me again, because it does that a lot. It does that far too much. It just changes numbers for no reason. Right, so that is washing stage done. And I managed to survive with, let's put the lid on before I start tipping it up. That's a better idea. I mean, practically none left. But yeah, I managed to get them all done out of one pot. That is good. I did well in that. At least I think I did. To the point where at least I'm not going to complain about it. Not them anyway. I'm going to complain about the amount of black wash that I've managed to drip into this nice tray that I actually need to keep clean because I'm about to put white in it. I'll get the rubbing alcohol. Give that a dang good clean out. So then I'm going to put the white primer in it in a moment and use my dip pen. Well, knowing that sometimes I can, I did try and keep myself in a nice way. But it was an odd question, and it was certainly a question that, let's face it, I don't think it was asked in a nice manner. It may have been asked in a joking manner, which is why I responded to it in a jovial way. But I'm not entirely sure about that either, so who knows? Okay, so back to dip pen. And if I drop out of view, it's because I really need to concentrate on this section. So this is, even though I've just done the washy bit, this is probably the most difficult bit of all of it. It's just trying to get this into this section without it overflowing too much. So if it does overflow that much, then I have to clean it up again. I'd rather just do it in a one shot than have to go back and clean up every bloody line every time. I was lucky on the Scarfet Lord and it seemed to work okay. Now we could just get him in some angle there. I can actually see whether or not it appears that I've done it. I mean, from my angle, I don't know what it looks like on camera because I couldn't see properly. It wouldn't let me. The light was just bouncing off me every 5 seconds, and it wasn't. Oh, there we go. It's white. It's whiter in there. So come on, dip pen. Do your job. Do your job. Fill in this section. As far as I can tell, this is the only bit I need to do on you. On all of you. So I've got to do this 50 more. 49 more times. Oh dear. Why do I do this to myself? if someone can come up with an answer I might be willing to accept, then please tell me. And this is why you don't want cotton wool for this bit. You want paper towel. But I don't know where my paper towel's gone, so I'm going to have to use cotton wool. I'll go get some more kitchen roll. Paper towel for translation. Just knock you down a bit so you're actually kind of flow. And what I could actually do is an actual one that's supposed to be that small in the first place. But notice since I've shaved this down, it's not activating or working. No, I shouldn't be doing this while I'm running on a treadmill. Jesus Christ, man. You're trying to... Have you seen that? That's covered in paint as well. That's like... That is like 50% thickness of that is paint. I'm not using this on a treadmill. I'll kill myself. The stairs might be a better option. Do the steps. I could probably get away with doing the steps. There's no way I'm doing that on a treadmill. I'm not sure, Ali. I think Joey's trying to get me to trip up on a treadmill while I'm using a very sharp implement. So I'm not sure if he's trying to bump me off or not. L.S. Critorio. Okay, I don't speak Spanish, so I will butcher any pronunciations with Spanish. I'm not too bad with other languages. I've got a chance, at least a half a chance to get some of them right. But Spanish is the one that I really struggle with trying to even get remotely part of the accent. Even if it was to say it in English, I can't get the accent. Never mind, say it in Spanish, where I just sound like an ignorant Englishman trying. It's the exact reason why I call Haid is because it's less insulting for me to do it that way than to butcher her name every time I say it. That one worked very well, that one. Okay, so I've been overloading my dip brush. That's a good lesson to learn. Not my dip brush, my dip pen. It is a pen. I wouldn't want to use this on any form of paper because it would just burst through it and just scrape its way through. But it is a pen. And what did I forget on that one that I just did a minute ago? Well, no, sorry. Why would we speak Spanish when we took over most of the world to teach them English? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Well, there you go. You see, you've got a reason over there. I just said whether it's because you're living close to to Mexico, either New Mexico or the Mexican border, or you have Puerto Rican or some kind of Spanish heritage. We don't have much Spanish heritage over here, naturally. You find people will generally, if they're going to speak another language, it'll probably be one of these, either like Germanic or German, French are probably the two main ones that people have as a second language over here. But even then, it's few and far between anyone who can do it fluently. Most people can barely do English. See, Ali doesn't even speak real English. She speaks Irish English, which is a whole different kettle of fish altogether. I don't know. That's kind of a half combination of Gaelic and English. Which means you get some weird word combinations and some strange sounds. Well, most Germans, French, Italians, Spanish. In fact, I think English is the most prevalent second language in the world, because you can use it in so many other countries, not just in the English native speaking countries. Yeah, well, we try not to go into that with the Canadians and the French bits. So they'll see the error of the ways one day, and then they'll go over and start begging British Columbia to go, help us out, let us in. And they'll go, no, you made your bed, now lie in it. Now, I hope this is actually on screen. If my hand's in the way, let me know. I know very tiny bit of, I mean, not even enough to be able to put a sentence together in French. I can put one sentence together in German, and it has absolutely no use whatsoever. I probably know more Japanese than anything else, but it's only little tiny bits of stuff. So knowing putting the suffix ka on the end of a sentence turns it into a question. Worst thing. Nihonjin desu ka would be, do you speak Japanese? Eigo ga desu ka would be, do you speak English? The most widely common spoken as a first language is Mandarin. English is still the biggest second language, and Mandarin's only the most spoken because, god dang, a lot of people learn Mandarin. Yeah, but my one sentence in German is help, my hamster's dead, and I don't foresee any point that is ever going to actually be used in a conversation. And I'm not sure if I get ist, est right when I do say it. So I'm not even 100% like I say that one sentence right. Ja, 300. Not 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 100, 200, 300. Same with 1,000. Instead, I can't put them into a sentence. That's just counting. Counting is like un, deux, trois. Same with French. Uno, dos, tres for Spanish. I mean, not be able to speak a language doesn't mean you can't count to a certain degree in it. German, I can count pretty much indefinitely as far as I'm aware, which is odd, considering the only other thing I can do in German is say, help, my hamster's dead. But yeah, I can put out of all the other languages, I can probably speak most Japanese. And even then, it's like, no, I can't speak Japanese. I can just ask if they can speak English. Sumimasen. Eigo ga desu ka? Ohayou gozaimasu is another one. Yeah, I'm not Italian. Nah, not got a clue. So if you know a fair bit of German, Steve, can you just help me, just to confirm or correct anything that goes wrong in this following sentence? Hilfe, Hilfe, meine Hamster ist gestorben. Can you correct any grammatical errors within that sentence, please? And if you just go the entire sentence is wrong from the start, then I'm fucked. I thought I at least knew one sentence in German, and apparently I don't. If you say it, no, that's just complete bullshit, mate. I don't even know what that meant. Was that supposed to be something? Yeah, apparently not, though. Yeah, Arabic's not happening. Although probably should. I should probably learn to read and write it just so I can make sure that I can. And I can communicate with people. Again, if I'm doing this off camera and you can't see or it's going out of focus, let me know, please, because my focus is actually going round the camera at the moment. I'm not. It would actually help if this little view screen, I could look at it and see, but it just says PC camera, so it doesn't help. See, speaking's one thing. Reading, writing is something completely different, especially when it comes to certain languages, because their alphabets are just so much different. So if you were to learn Mandarin, you used to learn all the characteristics. You've then got to learn how each characteristic interacts with others, because it makes a huge difference. If you were to put one character next to another, it would mean one thing, and use the same character next to something else, it changes the word entirely. Also in Mandarin, you stack characters as well. So you could have 3 or 4 letters stacked on top of each other to make a sentence in a single pictorial thingy. Whereas, obviously, in English, we layer our letters next to each other, so you read it as a word. They can just have a word in a single picture, a single character, or a sentence in a single character, because they've stacked up each one of the words, so it now means something completely different because you've added an extra 3 lines on top. Oh, I moved my camera again. Yeah, I have. This is just... Why are you being a pain now? You worked perfectly fine when I was doing the Scarfet lad. Why are you not working now? Don't tell me that paint's too thick. There is no way that paint is too thick. Where's my little glass bottle? No, that's not my glass bottle. I should have a glass bottle of pre-made white mixed paint. There's the primer, which I'm currently using. Where's the glass bottle going?
Is it in that whiskey? Is it in whiskey?
Yes, it's in a whiskey bottle. Aha! Thank you. Mrs. Lars found it. It was behind my camera thingy. Lovely sound for you there. Oh, cool. No, I don't know Scots Gaelic, which I do have Scottish family members, but I not got a clue. They just speak bad English. Be nice to me, and just a tiny little dribble. Tiny little dribble of the white stuff. Get that out of your mind, you dirty cretins. And have a bit of an itch. Because I have an itchy neck. And when I get a bit of a nicotine top up, possibly. If Toy Story's real, then yeah, these guys kick the crap out of each other at night and then put themselves back together by the time I get up in the morning. I'm tempted to see if that's what actually happened now. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be gutted. And if it does, it'll be cool. And I'm glad I separate all my armies from each other, because otherwise there'll be a massacre in the morning. I'll be taking Toy Story a bit too far. These are weird. Yeah, these are really weird. But who cares at this moment in time? It's giving me a nicotine fix, and that's all I needed it to do. As I don't particularly wish to be running in and out, having cigarettes halfway through a bloody stream. It's not very professional. It's not very good. I mean, neither smoking on stream, really, but it's better than leaving you all here just to go up at an empty screen. So where's he gone? I don't know. He said he was going for nicotine, and that was 15 minutes ago. There we go. So I did have it too thick. That was the issue. I had the paint too thick. Okay. So it's like learning an airbrush all over again. Because you've got to have the consistency right for an airbrush as well. And for this dip pen, you actually need a little bit thinner than an airbrush, which I didn't think I would need to. But apparently I was wrong. Won't be the first time. Hopefully it'll be the last. And then over, flip it around over here. Let's get the plasma coil thing is done. And try not to scrape your tools across the camera. That does help. Yeah, see that first side where it wasn't where the consistency wasn't right. I can see it there now. Don't know why I couldn't see it earlier, but I can see it now. That's the main thing. And I've just remembered all the bits that I need to. We'll try and get some in his eye there. Without it flooding it. I don't know if I managed that. I'll find that out in a minute. Whew. Again, thank you for all the people that have been watching me for all this. I've been over an hour now, and there's been quite a few of you compared to my usual streams. So much thank you to all of you. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm only giving the link out to personal requests. So those of you who know, you're quite easily to send me the link. You've got access on Discord, Instagram. However, you've got access to me where I can send you a link from a PC. So if you're a WhatsApp only, then sorry, I can't send you a link because my phone is in use and I do not have WhatsApp linked to my PC. For fairly blatant reasons, as I don't want phone calls and my phone number connected to a computer. So yeah, watering it down a little bit further was definitely a good idea. Why have I got a feeling I should have just gone for a Gundam pen? And that would have just been a whole heap easier than trying to use essentially a flat metal thing to try and draw and paint. I have a feeling a Gundam pen would have been even easier. But they don't sell Gundam pens in my local stationery shop. They do sell quill tips. So I had to go down that route. Nice. So you're in a barbecue tomorrow and you've not finished building the furniture for outside to do it. Better get cracking then, Steve. And I don't mean the wood, I mean physical work. If you start cracking the wood, you won't be able to make anything out of it. Oh, sugar. And that's why you worry when you have white paint, because I have just flooded that thing. Which isn't too bad if you can get there quick enough to come back and take it off. Which I was just about. But if for some reason I didn't notice, that would have been a disaster. I practically painted half the gun white. Okay. Bump. See, I'm not too bad because I've got a super fine brush. I can go back over it with speed paint. But for some reason, that superfine brush just does not want to do this section. It doesn't want to get the white in here. So I have to use the flood method. To a small degree. And really, really guide it round. The problem is the white doesn't flow as easy off this as it does off a brush. See, I just had an idea then. And I know that if I go to try and show you that I can't do it with a brush, I've got a feeling I'm going to be able to do it with a brush. Because, well, that's how my life works. If I say I can't do something and go try to demonstrate it, I get proven wrong by myself quite often. So just to show you how difficult I find it with a brush. Oh yeah, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? It's just proved me wrong. Yeah, sod it. I'll carry on with the brushing as it's here in my hand. I have to be really careful getting the paint on the end of it though, because I don't want it to go up to the ferrule on this one. I can't believe this. Last time I tried this with a brush, it messed up ridiculously. That's why I went out and got that thing. Now I wish to do it live on camera to show people that it messes up. It's working. But I've got a feeling it's only going to work for so long. No worries, Ali. You have a good one. And make sure I've not missed anything else. No, right. You have fun, Ali, and drive safely where it is you're going today. Hopefully it's not that field where all the other redheads are chanting to get all the non-redheads taken over. If it is, give me warning so I can dye my hair. Now let's see if I can get into... See, you need steady hands, which means you need to be able to steady your hands. Having one of your hands floating in the midair does not help steady one's hands. Ah, you're not going there. I'm okay. I'm okay. Then we're safe. We're safe for now. Because all those blondes and brunettes, we do fear the red tide rising. By the way, Ali, we do fear it. We do know it's capable. And one day it is going to come. So we need allies within there just to warn us. I see you rising. I'm sorry for that. You just heard me sing. I apologize. Nobody should have to go through that torture. Ooh, tablets are wearing off now. That's good. There it is. Ooh. Karma, if you're not watching this, then at least hope you appreciate the amount of effort that I'm going to. And if you are watching this, type something for moral support, please. So I'm going to send him a message, let him know I'm at least doing them, so then he can be aware that his army is getting paid to have not just left it in a box. So let's just do a quick. How should I do this? I'm not sure. It's even getting that late. Right, let's just do it that way instead. I need to wash my brush off anyway. Always give it a nice big clean, especially when it's one of the ones that are this small. You can't afford to fuck it up. Messenger. Right, so that's a quick one for the person whose actual army this is. Just let him know that I am actually painting his models. I will be back very shortly. I just need to do something that'll be too much. So back soon, and Let's unmute me before I start talking. That's always a good method. So here we are, we're back. Thank you very much for holding on. And I know I was up to a Necron, I just can't remember which one. He looks to be done. He looks to be done. Let's just put a small divide there. You lot can go that way, please. Go over there. No, he's not been done yet. He has not been done yet, so we're okay. Let's keep going. Nearly done. 10. Oh, this is monotonous. This is monotonous. So for everybody who's been staying here, listening to me and watching me, thank you so much. And it's not because of the algorithm. It's not because of anything that most YouTubers would be going on about. It's more just to know that I'm not sat here on my Billy Todd waffling to myself. Not that it would stop me, but it made me feel a little bit better knowing that somebody's actually listening. And hopefully getting some kind of enjoyment out of this. I hope. Whether it be through watching someone do something going, oh, that's how you do that. Or just because you can't sleep and you're thinking, oh, she's boring as hell, it's great ASMR. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me what you get from it. As long as you get something. Flood the area. The whole point of this technique is I don't want to paint so much as it just flows into the bits that I need it to do. Hopefully. Yeah, there you go. See? Little white bit flowed nicely. This bit on the other end, I don't know. Because obviously that's just sucked a lot of paint off the brush itself. Even though the paint doesn't hold a great deal. Oh, he's very white-eyed. Well, that's not so much a bad thing, actually. Although I am going to take a little bit of it off. Just try and actually... Yeah, that should be more of a glow than a pure bright pink off it. What was that? What was that? What was that? Oh, that was Captain sending me a friend's request. On Facebook? Cam, you feeling all right? I thought you was never going near that thing. I'm not even on camera, am I? Oh, that's Kirsty when you need her. Paint round his balls. The energy globules on his gun. Flooding the crevices. Sort them all out. There we go, see. That was a good touch. As was that one. That was a good touch as well. Just enough paint on to go in there. Awesome. Have a look at his little eyes. Good morning, Dan. Good morning. Well, technically, yes, they are ready because mostly the silver. But now I'm just going through finer details. Essentially, this is a how can I put it in more generic terms? I think T100, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator model number, and then strip all the flesh off it and give it a weapon that's going to dismantle everything on a molecular level. However, if you do want to chat and come up, let me know, man. I'll send you a link so you can come up and ask questions and talk. And just providing, of course, you and Spence are busy already, because I believe he should be back sometime soon if he's not already touched ground. If he's not already on terra firma back in the States. I know Joey's at work, so I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to jump up. But if you're not recording and you don't have anything specific at this moment in time, feel free, man. Just let me know and I'll send you that. His wife was overcome by the amount of... I'm going to guess the rest of that is people that turned up to say goodbye to him. Nice. So enough of you turned up to make it into a full military funeral type. That's good. That's good. I'm guessing he would have been happy with that. And as you said, his wife was overwhelmed with how many of you turned up. That's really nice of you. Well, that's pretty much what a lot of people use Facebook for now. It's not so much the thing it once was, the social media platform where you go on and look at pages, and I'm guessing most people just use it to stay in touch. Yes, Joe, you are on Facebook way too much. The amount of notifications I get for Joe's posted this, Joey's posted that, somebody's just commented on Joey's post. I think I get more for you than anybody else. Closely followed by Blake, then followed by Squirrel, who is another person I have not spoken to. Well, that's two people that I've not spoken to for quite a while, but Blake's been more recent than Squirrel. But I know Squirrel is a busy man. So trying to pin him down for even 20 minutes is just not happening. It just won't work. Count myself lucky if I can get 10 minutes of that man's time. All he does is work. All he does is work. Whether it's his actual job or his YouTube pages, all he does is work. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing, because obviously he works to pay for his family and to earn a living, but he does a lot. As far as I'm aware, he's also got almost got the pillar of the community type of title as well. want it to be very good for him. But you all still turned up, though, Steve. You all still turned up. Whether you be in a wheelchair, you have a walking stick, you have a cane, you all still turned up for your commanding officer. And as you said, his wife, that probably meant more to his wife than what you actually realized, knowing that he'd made that much of a difference to all of you, that even in that state and even in the ability with the disabilities that some of you were having, you still turned up. Because I'm going to guess there'll be family members that didn't turn up. There'll be close family members that didn't turn up. So to see anyone, especially a turnout like that, turn up of not blood, but earned through, yeah, that's a big difference. That is a big difference. Now, I'm just going to do a quick, because what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's like 1 o'clock. I've got about 2 hours left. So let's go to there. So it's the easiest place I've got to post the links out to most people. I've actually bothered to copy that. And I'll pop that in there. You never know. You never know. One of these big YouTubers might take pity on me. No worries, Mick. No worries. How big's your base now? And do you have the mute on partner? Get that set off with the heavy laser, and you sorted. It's just gonna be mowing through death claws. Oh, cool. So you're heading down to Florida. Is it today you're heading down? Or are you just gearing up for it, ready for tomorrow morning? Or tonight even? You might be heading down tonight. I don't see why you would go at night, but I don't understand a lot of things in America, so just reminded Spencer that jaywalking isn't a thing over here. And having to shout at him to run across the road every time that I've set off, and he's still waiting for a beep or a sign. It's like, you won't get one. There isn't a crossing here. You just got to not be in the way when the car comes. I mean, there are certain places that you can get in trouble for crossing at the wrong areas, but 5 years sober off Facebook. I didn't stay cheese. 20 odd of you all just turning up. It's like, yeah, full fatigued. Every medal that we've earned on display. All of us with some kind of weaponry in our hands for self-defense, whether it be a cane or a wheelchair. Right, okay, you're not using mods, so yeah. Well, mods don't, yeah. I don't like using mods until after I've done the game. So I'll play the game, see what it's like raw, and then if I think it needs mods, I'll see if any mods available that'll do what I need it to do. It's like Skyrim, the bandolier mod, just to let you carry potions around. There's a couple that kind of balance the armors out and the spells. and stop it being so broken, because Skyrim was a broken game from the day of its release. I mean, you can still break Skyrim. It's just not quite as broken anymore. Who did it right when we're catching up to? Yeah, so I don't envy that landlord that you've all turned up with today, because yeah, I'm not surprised to give you all a bit of a what's happening. Because yeah, if I was a pub landlord, especially if you're not all locals that have not seen you before, you all just descended into the pub for the remaining, I don't know, what was it, 13 hours? Am I completely 5, 10, 12? I've got this lot over here. That's how I've managed to do it. So while my brush is behaving well and making me out to be a liar, I'm going to continue using it. Because I would have preferred to have done it with a brush, because it holds the paint a lot better. But it just wouldn't do it when I wanted it to initially. But for some reason on this stream, it is working. So I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna keep using it until it decides it's not going to anymore. But dang, all this just so I can paint it, them sections blue. So this isn't actually the color I want to paint them. This is just the color I get in underneath. Well, fine, so do then. You're right, Captain. Are you in the office? If you are not, then I'll quite happily send you the link to come up and have a chat. If you are in the office, obviously. I can't. You're busy working. Follow the white lines around the balls. Follow the recesses around the balls. And around certain other sections. No, just working from home can't be on camera. Fair enough. Can you confirm for me then, Captain? Were you the one that did actually send me that Facebook friends request? That I've just confirmed. Because I recognized, or at least I think I recognized. So you did not send me a friend's request on Facebook. Okay, that's worrying. That is really worrying. You're not on Facebook. So then what the hell was that? I'm going to have to now go back and de-click off. And don't wind me up like that, because I knew you were. You fuck off. Right, so it was you, right? Okay. Because I was just literally about to go in and remove you from the friends list. Going right, okay, it's not Captain. Gone. Because I knew you didn't do Facebook, so it was like when it came up, I was like, "Is really? So I clicked it, thinking somebody might have convinced you. And then when you came in and said no, then it's like, oh shit, I don't want my account being hacked. So, right, good, right, we've confirmed it is definitely you. Good. I can close Facebook again now. Don't do that shit to me, man. I believe you on these things. Oh, come on. 2 hours just to get that. I can do it. I can at least get onto some point where it looks like it's nearly doable or finishable. I may have to continue it on the models and musings on Monday, provided I can actually get up on Monday and there's nothing going wrong with me health-wise. If not, then I'll book it for Tuesday or Wednesday or wherever I can next get around to it. Anyway, you don't have to be on camera, Captain. You just have your voice, unless that's more than enough because it's distinguishable. And half your office watch me. Oh, so you've basically reactivated an old account. See, I bet a few of those pictures you didn't even realize were. It's like, oh wow, I don't even remember that one. And when did that one get took? It should be quite interesting to see a young captain or a younger captain. You'll always have those few years on me, mate. Sorry. That's way too much. Just way too much paint. Again, if you can't actually see what I'm doing, let me know and I'll try and position it better for the camera. At the moment, I am trying to position it what's best for painting as opposed to camera viewing, which is not the best idea if I'm trying to do something on camera. You not smiling enough? Never. Well, I think I have got a picture of you kind of semi-smiling, at least a smirk, if not a smile, which is acceptable for a picture. So one of two pictures of me with other people. Because I don't take, I don't do pictures very much either, mate, to be quite honest. I'll be the one who conveniently goes to the toilet as the camera comes round. And if somebody follows me in the toilet with a camera, then, well, you're getting weed on or punched. Depending whether or not I'm mid-flow. Don't go following people into toilets with cameras. Not advisable. Most people don't like it. And you're probably going to get some sicko who's like, yeah, go for it. But most people will be, don't do it. Okie dokie, come on. Power coils. Tiny little eyes that I've just well overpainted. Stab him in the face with a paper towel, and it sorts that out. Joey, is that in English? Chickadee's love when we smell a bar. Bro. What's a smell bar? I don't recognize those words in any language, never mind English. All right, you're supposed to say smile, bro. Yeah, did not come across as that. Did not come across as that. I thought we'd gone back onto different language. A Popeye's chicken. We've got a Popeye's chicken. Ours has a Popeye's pizza. No, ours is a Popeye's pizza. I've got 6 pizza places around here, though. Don't ask Joey if food's any good. He's going to say, yeah, he's stoned most of the time. He's just got the munchies. All food's good for him. It's like asking an alcoholic if like beer's any good. Okay, so he's nice but annoying, right? Okay, so it's a McDonald's. Or Chick-fil-A or KFC or which means if they're opening one up near you, Captain, there is a good chance that I will be getting one near me. Not quite as close to me as yours is probably going to be. But at least one I can get to try in Manchester. Good morning, BC. Good morning. I still have about, well, I literally have 2 hours to the minute left on here. So if you would like the link, let me know. It goes for everybody else in chat who I either know. If you've never had the link before and I know you, then feel free to ask for the link. Or if you can prove you're a real person very quickly by going, there's my channel. Boom. Yeah, just ask for the link and I'll send it up for you. I'm already sending out private links today, so no pinned comment. No worries, BC. No worries. See, in fact, it was too early for me to come off 2 hours ago. But I knew I had a crap load of... Oh, what the fuck have I just dropped? That was a lighter. Yeah, it's too early for me, but I knew I had 50 models to get through in a quicker time than what I did Tyranids. Because these aren't mine. These got to go back to somebody else. Technically not true, that, Joey. There is... I'll call her a young lady because she is younger than I am. However, if she ever did pop up on this channel, most of you won't believe it. So, probably why she's never been up. To a degree, you are right there, though. I do have some morals and virtues. It's like when your 6-year-old son tells you it's pride, and then your response is, pride's a sin, I'll teach you about the 7 heavenly virtues, while you're walking across the school playground. I have morals and virtues. I did get a few dodgy looks at that one. Technically not true, because on that one either, because I have been straight over a roundabout during my driving lessons. My instructor was not happy. You shouldn't have been sneaking around in the middle of the night then, Steve. But yeah, joking aside, I know I'm not perfect. I know I do have quite a few flaws, and I definitely do sin. But being aware of that, I do try and at least try to better myself. Good morning, Blake. Good morning. Now, see, I knew this would happen eventually because of what time I came on. I knew I'd slowly start getting my American friends dropping in as they wake up and get ready for the day. Because I've started really early. Yeah, to be quite honest, if you were to sit there going around, I think the limit for a roundabout over here is you're only allowed to go around 3 times, and then you've got to come off and turn around and go back in if you come off at the wrong place because you were stupid enough to. Jeez, is that like within a week he's got rid of an entire meat? If that's what he's doing a day. And I'll let you know, Blake, the message is only going out privately, so if you want the link, let me know. Because people are busy. People have stuff to do. Like yourself, probably you're gonna have your breakfast, your mum's probably coming round, and then you've got a bit of work to go do with the other ladies and downtown, wherever you're going. So I know you're gonna have a bit of a busy day going today. See, there you go, 4 miles, and now you've got to go have a shower. Let me just double check something. People just need to protect the positioning of this. Because the missus wishes to walk behind me and doesn't wish to be on camera. So I've just got to make sure that it's well out of the way that it's not going to pick her up. I mean, I know she's got a voice. You can hear her voice sometimes. But she doesn't want to be physically on the camera. Which is fair enough. That I can understand. Not everybody feels comfortable having a camera thrust in their face and then be told, talk, be entertaining, do something. What? So in my case, I do the only thing I know I can do to a reasonable standard, which is paint little tiny plastic soldiers or If it was to sit down and draw again, I could possibly get back into that properly in a few months' time. If it was to sit and do it daily. Well, I've still got to finish that picture for Dan, which I've stopped and restarted about 6 times because I'm never happy with the dragon. I'm never happy with the dragon. It's either too square on, or it's just not quite right from the side, or the proportions aren't right and back end's too thick, or his front leg's too chunky, or yeah, I'm not happy. So I've redone that drawing about 6 times. And it's not particularly got better each time, it's just changed slightly. So Dan, if you are still listening, I haven't forgotten about that dragon. It's just that I'm not happy with it. And I'm not posting something I'm not happy with. Especially if it's going to go to kiddo. And he's going to see it. I don't want him to have a rubbish piece of artwork. Just because I wasn't willing to put effort into it properly. Where I am willing to put the effort in, which is why I'm starting over and over and over again. I've got 2 currently in process on the PC and 1 in process on the table in the kitchen. And that's not to mention the ones that I've thrown away in the bin. No, kitty. You're going to have to hold on a minute. Yeah, you are. You're going to have to hold on, kitty. You will get fed soon. To you too. I'm sorry, people. I've got a cat meowing at me wanting feeding. I shall be back in a moment. Right, come on then. Let's get your food. You got water there. You got plenty of water there. I don't know whether that's your second or third for today, but you've got food now. Kitty cat has food. Always good. Pardon me if that got through onto the microphone. I'm hoping it didn't, but knowing me, it probably did. So where I'm up to, I've done that side. And I need to wash the brush. Why did I decide to do all 50 at once? I mean, really? Why all 50? I could have just done them in batches of 10. Could have done them in batches of 10. But no. I decided I want to do 50 at once. Because I'm a fucking idiot. That's why. Absolute moron at this thing. Glutton for punishment. And all I've managed to do is what complete them off on one part and then start on the next. I don't even think I'm going to get to finish this. Good morning, Kirsty. Good morning. I had to turn your stream off last night, Kirsty, because I had a child close to the room and my missus has just locked herself out. Back in 1 second. Just locked herself out. Crunch, kaboom. There goes the. Yeah. So as I was saying, Kirsty, you're having a look through the bought some less clothing, I couldn't really have that on a happy little in the room. So yeah, I did drop in briefly, but I had to bail. Especially when that German man's backside appeared. Dad, why is there a bum on your screen? Never mind, mate. We'll watch something else. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Keep that filter on. Do not let them pictures come up on screen. You will get booted quickly. And dogging, for those of you who don't know what it is, mainly any Americans, I'm guessing, it's going out in your car and having sex with strangers in the woods. That's what dogging is. NudeTube is a different website entirely, Joey. NudeTube is not child friendly. I'm not sure if they're actually on NudeTube. There's quite possibly a NudeTube. It wouldn't surprise me if that is a real, genuine video site. And if it's not, it should be. Because it'll be frigging huge. Ooh, and I don't just mean that bit either. I've really just flooded that way too much. No worries, Kirsty. See you soon. I'm only staying until I've got about 10 minutes before I've got to go pick up kiddo. So it may be an emergency. Right, time to go, people. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm gone. But I am trying to get as many of these done as I can during that time. But this bit's just going to take forever by the looks of it. So glad I didn't try to do this on a model I'm using, because I wouldn't have even got halfway through. And it would have took up the entire stream just to wash them, never mind to do the white bits. I get to vote. That's what came through the post. Was my voting card. I can have a bit more of a glow on it as soon as it's a dent in his face. Nude laminated tube tops. So what? Because that doesn't make any sense. At least not to me. Could you, I don't know, put it into context? I mean, nude tube, the idea is essentially, right, if it's nude tube, it'll be a porn site. The nude laminated tube top. So, yeah, I don't get that bit. That's just completely pickled my head. Which isn't difficult, I know. So, if anyone thinks of, well, that was hard. No, it wasn't. No, it's not. It is not hard to pickle my head at all. Just 4 random words that don't quite make sense to me, and that's me done. Oh, for Joey, right? Okay. Let's hope he can make sense out of it more than I can. Where am I up to? Where am I up to? I'm up to him. 5, 10, 15, 20. I've done 21. That's not bad. I'm nearly halfway through. And do I have probably not enough time to finish the other half? Cat, you've just been fed. Don't try and blag people to think that you've not. I will tell them. She wouldn't dare not come up here and knock all these over. She can't jump that high anyway at her age. My cat is an old cat. Welcome back, Captain. Welcome back. I hope it was a pleasant trip wherever you went. Or relieving trip if it was the other place. I've got a feeling I'm going to have to dry brush some more silver over, or gunmetal over some of these before I put blue on. I've spotted some particularly dark spots that don't need to be dark. Well, ideally, I want to be brighter. Oh, I thought I had the kettle going on again then. I'm very much reliant on liquids at the moment, having not eaten today. I rushed so much to get live today to do these that I've not even eaten. Which is not a good idea. See, that's way too dark, whereas that should be quite a shiny, bright silver. Or at least a silver. That's nowhere near bright enough. So yeah, I'm going to have to bust out the dry brush again before I can go over. You can quite happily go get something to eat now, Kirsty. I'm currently locked on a live stream where I don't think it would go down too well if I was to sit here munching on food. Yeah, I've been live for 2.5 hours so far, so yeah. I should have ate ages ago if it was gonna eat. But good thing is at the moment, because I'm live on YouTube, I'm not gonna get shouted at. As soon as I come off, yeah, I'm gonna get absolutely rollocked for not eating. But at the moment, I'm safe because you're all watching me. Thank you very much for helping me stay alive for a few hours longer before the missus kills me for not eating. Right. Oh wow, that went way too smoothly. Something's got to go wrong in a minute. Yeah, that just went way too. Can't even get that on camera. Yeah, those went way too smoothly for my liking. Well, not for my liking. I enjoyed the fact they went so smoothly. I'm just worried about what's going to happen now to counteract that. Let's face it, it doesn't usually work that well for me. In any shape or fashion. But this time it seems to be doing all right. This brush is just determined to prove me wrong today. It is behaving and performing far beyond what it has done in the past. So I'm a little bit worried. Have I got better? Or have I just got the paint consistency different this time? Or is it just sheer coincidence that it's working now? And next time when I come to try it on one of the other models, it's just gonna screw up. No worries, Graham. No worries. If you wish to lurk, you lurk away. Do me a favor though. Have a look in the bushes. Find out if there's anyone trying to stick matchsticks down the end of not nice places. If there are, light the matchsticks. And for anyone who's wondering what the yeah, essentially, yeah, loads of T100s, 50 of the damn things. Which is why I'm going through the basic T100 paint scheme. Yeah, it's been done silver. Which bits? All of it. It's just gunmetal, all of it. What about his weapons? Fine, I'll put a different color on his weapons. I'm going to distinguish leaders. They can have a bit more. They can have a bit of gold on them. Have you really just gone right next to my microphone to sit there and making odd noises? The cat's on the other side of this curtain here. And she decided to sit there while she's so. My microphone is also right here next to me, right at the same place. So if you hear any odd cat noises, it's because my cat sat on the windowsill next to me, closer to my microphone than I am. And that's only because I can't really move it anywhere else on my desk and still be able to paint these things and maneuver and move around because it's too heavy for my boom arm. And they're both currently in use at the moment anyway. One's got a camera on it, which is this one, and the other one's got the light on it, which is there, really next, like close to the camera. So I've only got two boom arms. I know some people go, why have you got two? It's excessive. Well, I've just told you why I've got two, one for a camera, one for a light. I do not have Diablo 4. I fell out with Diablo after 3 was released, and I'm not. I'll be quite happy to go back and play 2 as a remake because I really enjoyed that. I've not seen anything RPG wise, even if it's just click dungeon bashing or third person looter shooter type thing. I've not seen many that have gone, right, okay, yeah, I want to go out and buy that one. I need that one. That was an awesome game. It was brilliant. Not saying I wouldn't play a Diablo 4, but I don't currently have it in my Steam collection. In fact, most of my Steam collection is made up of Warhammer games. Surprise, surprise. The one I've been playing recently is, I think it's, you're going to make me go look now, aren't you? Well, you're not going to make me go look. But I'm going to go look because I know there is a Lost Ark, I believe, is the most recent one regarding an RPG that style. Yeah, I've got Lost Ark. I've been playing a little bit of Lost Ark, but that's it really. I spent about 7 hours on it, and that's choosing 2 different characters just so I can get an idea on how it plays, how it works, and it is basically the same as most top-down RPGs. Click, 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 and make sure you get your hotkeys right, so you know how to combo and get all your moves working in the correct order, which I still haven't figured out yet. No, I'm in the same boat as BC there, Captain. If it's not on sale, I ain't buying it, whether I want it or not. I'll wait for it to come down really low on sale. It's like Baldur's Gate 3. I've not got Baldur's Gate 3 because when they put it on sale, it's still like 30 quid. And it's like, what? That's not a sale. You're still giving me half a game because I think it level caps at level 7, which is just a stupid level cap for a D&D game. If you're going to you take it all the way to level 20, you let your players go to level 20. You max out your characters, become a godlike creature that anyone who's played 5th edition D&D knows you can be. I mean, you can be, if you know how to manipulate the game enough, you can be almost damn near unkillable at level 1. But even then, you've got to know how to. That's cheesing the game. That's going in, going. I know the player's manual. I know the DM's guide. I know the monster manual. I know what I can do with this, and this. I can make a tactical nuke at level 1, or I can have an armor class that's so ridiculous that any low-level enemies at the start of the game are just not going to have a chance. See, sales are all right, but I very rarely pick anything up in the sales, mainly because I'm a cheap ass who doesn't have much money. But I don't have these very few games that I will pay for without having played first. And one of them is like I won't pay for it unless I know it's worth my money, if I can help it. If I can't help it, then I won't play the game. So for me to play Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment, I would have to go around to my friend's house, who's got it, and say, let me start a new character and play it. And I'd be like, no, you're not sitting here for hours and hours and hours and end every night on my PC when I want to be playing it. So I'll decide, I won't be playing it. So I have not. Same with Pal World. I saw that. It looks half decent, but it didn't look good enough to warrant my money. It wasn't that good. I was about to use a good brush. I was using a good brush to mix anyway, you dick. I was using one of my friggin'... Right, is that one of the Boldmares? Yeah, it is. Boldmare 0. That's better. That's why I just won't buy at full price anymore, BC. It's just, I don't see the point in it. All games will go down on sale eventually. I mean, I'm still waiting to pick up Borderlands 3 on sale. I mean, because that's the cross-platform one. So if people have it on PlayStation or Xbox or something, I can cross-platform with my friends. But yeah, that's probably the next game I'll be looking out for on sale, and it has to be a good sale as well. I'm talking like 8 quid, 12 quid with all the DLC, instead of 45 quid for base game, which is just a straight no from me. See, I don't know what it is with Epic Games, but Epic Games just does not like me. I've got an Epic account, and as soon as I try and download anything or get something from it, it just crashes. Just crashes. What was that one that Blake was jumping around on for a while? What was it called? Basically, the big party game where there's loads of years and you run through courses and see if you can get to the end. Was it Fall Guys? Something like that? Even as simple as a game as that, it just wouldn't let me. Not on PC, Kirsty. They won't have a PC version in CEX. of Borderlands 3. I don't even think it exists on hard copy, does it? Yeah, the Jelly Bean game. You didn't miss much, Captain. You didn't miss much. Yeah, we just talked about games. Diablos, Borderlands. Essentially RPGs in a lot of their variances. Because even though Borderlands is a first-person shooter, it does have a lot of RPG elements in there. Not as much as Diablo 3 is going to have. But Diablo 3 is a dungeon crawling, literally it's a dungeon crawling RPG. It's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, you don't want the complexity of Baldur's Gate, fine. No, not that Jelly Bean game. We're on about Fall Guys. That's a different Jelly Bean game, Captain. That's like the whatever it was called he was in earlier. He wanted to play his matchstick game. That's more along those lines. Oh, what was it called? We'll have to go all the way back up now to find him. Who was it? Who was it? I know somebody's going to have typed it already. It wasn't Kit Bash. Oh, was it Root Vegetable? Whoever that is. Is there such thing, Joey? Is there such thing as being on there too much? I know the answer is yes, but too much is only when you've not got anything left to go, and you still sat there looking at it for story reasons. And we know you're not there for story reasons. Oh, no, you can get Diablo 3 on the PC. Because it's Diablo 4, though. Because I think they learned a big lesson with Diablo 3 not to microtransaction your market to death. So I think, as far as I'm aware, they tried to at least go back to Diablo 2 levels and style of gameplay with Diablo 4. Don't quote me on that. BC would be able to answer that one a lot better. But yeah, they kind of burnt that bridge with Diablo 3 with me. Because I don't do microtransactions. I don't like microtransactions. If I buy a game, I want the game. I don't mind DLC as much as long as they add enough to warrant it. So first of all, the main game's got to be good enough to warrant the price of a main game. Then if you're going to expand it through DLC, it's going to have to be worth it. So let's say Knights of the Old Republic. That game is an absolutely fantastic game. As a base game, redo it, great. Then if it was to release the HK4, is it HK47 or HK14? I can't remember the droid's name. But if to release his patch as a DLC for £2-3 or $2-3, then that would be worth it. It was a good enough game to start with, and then expanded enough with that expansion to give that character more. Yeah. Don't read that while I'm having a brew. It was not a good idea. How many fucking jokes on that one? It depends if he's going for. It depends who he's paying, really, on their side. Yes, you can get Diablo 3 as a hard copy, but I don't think you can get Diablo 4 or Borderlands 3 as a hard copy. And if it does, it'll probably come on Blu-ray. And I don't have a Blu-ray drive. Well, I don't have one on my PC anyway. I've got one on the Xbox, but I don't fancy stripping my Xbox apart to nick the Blu-ray drive out of it, try and put it in a PC. Not a good idea. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, well, I'm over halfway now, which is good. You can get Borderlands, yeah, because that was released on DVD. I've had Borderlands, several copies, hard copies and digital. It's just as the years have gone on, they've pushed away from hard copies for PC releases. I think mainly because it makes it easier for piracy. Because if you can get it on PC as a hard copy, then you can access the code easier. And then that's what makes it a little bit easier to crack. And that's how you end up with it on the pirate markets. So part of the DRM they're using at the minute is to go, right, we're just not going to give you hard copies. You buy digitally. Don't say it's impossible to get cracked versions of games. It just takes them a little bit longer for the PC. And when they do exclusive games for consoles over PC, that makes it even worse. Although I am glad that Sony have really, really messed up with Square Enix. So the next Final Fantasy, I don't think is going to be a 6-month PlayStation exclusive. I think it's just going to be straight release for everyone, for PC and PlayStation. And if you've got any sense, it'll be a straight release on Xbox as well. Which will be the first time Final Fantasy VII ever appears on Xbox, I believe. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, say so. If you really deem you must. Whether you put it in the chat section or the comment section, it doesn't really matter. I'll read it either way. In fact, you're probably better off putting it in the comment section than the chat section. And who's just messaged me for something? I'm getting messages on my phone. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I can't respond to them. I can't respond to messages on my phone. People don't stop messaging me. Stop messaging me. I'll respond to you when I get to go out in a bit. See, this is how great some of my friends are. If they'd actually subscribed to the channel, they'd know that I was live now, using my phone as a camera to not message me. And they can come and ask me questions directly in the chat. In fact, I'm going to let him know because I can do that. I can do that bit from here. I can. I've just got to make sure I go through the correct place, which would be there, there, there. Respond to that one. Get rid of that one. I can't even spell some of these words, some of these basic words that I'm supposed to be able to. That should do it. Right, okay. Oh, I only have the PC to respond, so I can't. Yeah. anyone tries phoning me, text message or WhatsApp, I'm screwed. I can't respond unless I have an alternate method. Luckily, in these cases, I did. I had Facebook. But that ain't always the case. Nope, back on camera. Where's my Darish? There it is. Oh, yeah. I got it. I got it good. Yeah, okay. I've just seen I've missed your power coils. So let's get them done in. Power coils done, power coils done. And yeah, see how. Let's get all these ones done while I've got the chance. I don't want to have to find out and think I've finished all 50 and realize I've missed 25 sets of the power coils. No, I'm not calm. I'm not done yet. But once I've finished them, I'll give them back to you. You can have them once I've finished. At the moment, I'm doing the power coils and all the white bits on all 50 of your warriors. Yes, yes, 50. Why on earth you need 50 warriors? I don't know. Why do you need 50 warriors? And just for the other people in chat, yes, Calm is my friend who owns these. He is the person I am painting them for. So please help abuse him. I'm joking. Don't help abuse him. But yeah, I've been through. I've washed all 50 of them so far, mate, and now I'm going through the low light stage, whitening up all the energy, and hopefully it'll all be looking good by the time I finished. Thank you very much, man. If you call around, you get to see them in person. They do look different on camera than they do in person. Scarfet Lord's probably the only one that's, dude down there is, and Ash. Hello. Hello. I wasn't expecting both of you to come over. But okay, thank you very much. So yeah, I'm up for power coils and low light and everything. Or pre-whiting, whatever you want to call it, so the blue can go over it. And I've got to try and get it all done before 3 o'clock. So thank you for calling in. Now anyone who comes in and hears me calling you all sorts of names knows exactly who. Why not have 50 warriors? Because you were never going to get round to painting them. And 50 is a fucking lot, mate. I've only got 35 intercessors, not including the assault variant. And that's more than enough. I think we actually work out about the same on troops with your 50 warriors and 5 immortals and my intercessors and assault intercessors. We'll work out about 55 each of baseline troops. Just bog standard. These are the ones that are going to fill up the majority of the army. We're about even. The problem is most of yours are all fucking warriors. Which, despite how much I try, I can never seem to get the right bit on the bits that I want. Anyway, let's talk about. Have you got? Yes, I know he's not painted any of his armies, Ash. That's why I give him the option of which one I would paint. I'm just glad he said Necrons, not Tau. Because if he'd have said Tau, then I've got to strip it. Would I have to strip them ones back down? I think he's done about 3 Fire Warrior squads in various different schemes. So, yeah, that wouldn't have been fun. Getting the nail polish remover out, getting the makeup pads out, scrubbing them down back to base plastic. At least with these, all I had to do was buy a couple of an extra spray can, and it was done. Most of it's there. But once I've finished painting these, are you going to play me? A strip and some repairs. Starting the Warriors, you put a little gold bit there. That was it. In fact, I can pick out the ones that you've done. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. And there's 2 more over there. I can pick out the ones you've done. See? You've done a tiny little gold bit on the chest. And the only reason you can do that is because when I spray painted them silver, I just spray paint the entire frigging lot of them. So his bases are silver as well at the moment. Right, I was up to what was I talking about? Kirsty, what was we talking about before Cam came in? Because I've forgotten completely. Oh, some metallic paint. Some metallic paint. That was covered in 5 minutes. The metallic paint doesn't take 5 minutes. A rattle can, done. It was done. It was so easy. Just spray. 20 you started out of the near 100 models that are part of the army. I've got to say, these are easier than the scarabs. They're a little less pernickety than the scarabs. I don't have to put quite as much concentration into where things are going. There's only a very little bit of it that's going to be painted blue. And also, yeah, you painted them silver. Not one of them had been washed. You could have at least thrown a null oil over it or something before painting it gold. Trying to keep that null oil away from the gold was not nice. It was not nice. That's about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31. That's not cheating, mate. That's called knowing your techniques and using them right. Because technically, all I've done with the silver is I heavy zenithal, so the shade's still there underneath. And I'm going to have to go back over and dry brush anyway. Because now I've non-oiled it, they've dulled some of the high areas down, and I'm not too happy with that. So I'm going to have to go back over and dry brush anyway. But not until I finish this stage. Otherwise, it's, yeah, not going to mess me up royally. Okay, so I've forgotten what I was talking about. Right, we were talking about RPGs. That was it. Baldur's Gate 3 being locked out at level 7, which is just ridiculous. So you are aware level 20 characters exist within 5e, and they are brilliantly fun to play, especially if you can use a PC mechanic. Whereas, yeah, they missed out there, and they've already. Cat, don't you dare knock my keyboard off. And as they've already said, they're not doing it anymore. So we won't be getting DLCs for it or any expansions to push your level cap up properly, I don't think. So at most, you might hit a level 12 character, which means you're not getting Wish. You're not getting any of the high level spells. You're not getting a lot of stuff, really. Whereas Diablo 4, I'm not too sure about. I've seen the video clips and it's like, okay, it's Diablo. It's point you click hordes of enemies. I don't see anything in it apart from graphical upgrades to make it any different from 2 or 3, really. And as far as I'm concerned, 2 was the pinnacle of the Diablos. Diablo 1 got the dungeon crawl right. Diablo got the dungeon crawl right. Diablo 2 just pushed it a little bit further to help it go, this is a standout game. This is going to be fun to play on your own with your friends. Even if you're just grinding on nightmare difficulty as a single character, it's possible. You can do it as well with multiplayer as well. So, yeah, Diablo 2 is where it capped out for me as the best one. And then they just killed me off with Diablo 3 and microtransactions. So Blizzard can go screw themselves. It's probably the nicest way I can put it. More to go. How long have I got left? Oh, it's not over an hour. Let's get my backside in gear, shall we? Try and get all the white done before I have to disappear. As I said, I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to be doing these on models and musings, but this is a separate project entirely. This isn't my build a table project. This isn't my build up machinery project. This is a paint an army for a friend. So I'm going to try and keep them a little separate if I can. Which does mean more live streams from me, for those of you who enjoy them. For those of you who use them to go to sleep, I'm sorry, but yeah, you're going to have odd timed ones for a while. You might be falling asleep at the car wheel or in work if you're listening to me. Which is not necessarily a good thing, I know. So if you are one of the people who use me to go to sleep, please don't listen to me behind the wheel. I don't want to be responsible for an accident. Okay, this brush is still determined to prove me wrong today. It's on a mission to go, I can do that job that you said I couldn't do. Either that or I picked the wrong brush when I tried it last time. And I should have got the 4-0 and I thought I'd picked up the 4-0 and I didn't. But I don't see how I can confuse it with many other brushes. It's freaking tiny. I mean, so tiny. I don't see how I would have got it confused. And that was my stomach. I'm sorry if the microphone picked out. That's one of them times where you definitely think, maybe I should have it before I come up. Kitchen roll. There we go. Let's start grabbing from this side. So I'll start making some clear space on my desk. Well, I was hoping I might be able to get more completely finished today. That's not going to happen. I was hoping I'd get it all done, all the white, all the wash, all the blue, and then based. That was what I was hoping for. It's not working. But at least I can get the white done if I hurry up. I'll say this is the most time-consuming part of it. And it would have took even longer if I was using the dip pen. But I would have also been a lot more accurate with it. No, it's not going too badly on that one, because if I can, anyways, you can see where the white's glowing over. So it's working. It's definitely working. Wish they wouldn't have quite so many lines where the energy would flow. DVD. Splodge, 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 splodge. Dab, 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 dab. And there we go for another one. I've actually lost track where I'm up to on the desk, never mind the models. Now, you don't even look like you've been done, but part of you has obviously been done because I can see the white bit there. But when it comes to that bit, it doesn't seem to have caught it for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe the paint was too thin at that point. I'll have to find out and go back into it. Okay, back to here we go. Pardon me. Sorry. Do 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 do. And I'm now into the final hour. So yeah, I will be coming off in about 50 minutes. I will have to come off regardless of where I'm up to with these. I said I may carry on Monday, but I've got a feeling Monday is going to be carrying on with the ruins because I'm going to do a bit of work on them over the weekend just to tidy them up a little bit, stop some of the white sections being as white where the the filler has not been painted. So rebase everywhere that I've missed, go through the bricks that are scattered around the floor on the blown in ruin, and add some filler to the blown out ruin to go through the door to try and level off the flooring in there on the bottom floor. And then from there, add some bricks in, paint them up. And hopefully that'll be the two ruins done. Leaving me with just the corner ruins that are actually plastic kits from Games Workshop, as opposed to the TT combat ruins that I've been doing. And then that should be all my scenery done. Which means I've just got to pick the tables up, bring them home, and convince Mrs. Laz to not kick my ass too quickly with the Tyranids. I still don't think, even though I'm going mostly Gravis, I still don't think I have a very good chance of winning. But the best chance I have to give myself of winning is to go mostly Mark 10 Gravis armor. Just because it gives me that extra toughness and that extra wound just to try and keep them on the board. Now, I won't be live streaming the game for various reasons, but I will be photographing to potentially slideshow it as a almost battle report movie thing, if that works. Don't know if it's going to work. I won't find out until I actually try, and then we'll see if I can get that to work. Maybe if there's any video sections, it might just be the dice rolls to accompany when things are shot or attacked, or I might just do particularly good or bad rolls. So if there's any crucial rolls that mess up, like the Von Ryan's Leaper video done where they did not roll well. And getting too many ones and twos through things that should be hitting. No, Blake said he was going for a shower. He said he'd been for a nice 4-mile walk and he's going to go for a shower. Or did he say 4 kilometers? I can't remember. Either way, it was further than I would be willing to walk first thing in the morning. So yeah, he's gone to get all wet and soapy and lathered up. Whether he's doing that for me, I don't know. Well, yes, he did say he wasn't going to be able to come up because he has to go get clean. Good thing is I'm going to have hopefully a nice reminder in the chat for when I've got to go get kiddo. You two move over there with them 3. And I can start moving him over into that one. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 10, 14 left to do. What the hell is all that you've just put up, Captain? Because I just get words in that case. I'm hoping it's not what I think it is. I'm going to have to go into my chat and look now. What the hell is all that crap? Yeah, pride's a sin. And it's also Men's Mental Health Month. It's not Pride Month. It's Men's Mental Health Month. It's not Pride Month. Come on, you should know. 7 deadly sins, 7 heavenly virtues. Can you list them all? Even with me painting these, I know I've committed a sin because I'm proud of what I have done to a certain degree. This is not a good thing that I've excess amount of pride over something. This is something I need to work on myself. Oh, no, that's the 7 dwarves. You'd be getting Blake all turned on if you started listing those on. Don't make me go sharing the screen and start going on little bit of a high horse of what's what and sins and virtues. Because I will just stop painting and go do it. So what we've got? Grumpy, Sleepy, Dozy, Smalley, Biggie, Horny, and what's the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you, I'm Blakey. I should have known. I should have known Blakey would have been the last one. Last one of the 7 deadly sins. It seems I only went through them all 14 not long ago. I should actually know them all, but yeah, I can't remember them. Well, I can't remember the virtues, shall I say. Remember most of the sins. Mainly because I've committed a lot of them. And that is not a proud thing that I'm saying it. It's just a fact. So you couldn't list off anything better than trying to make up dwarf names. But that you see, I could have gone geeky and said, right, list of 7 deadly sins and gone Gotha, Meliodas, Barn, and listed off the anime 7 deadly sins, which is just, as I said, extremely geeky, but it is called the 7 deadly sins of the art characters. So there was 7 other deadly sins you could have listed. Kind of. But then again, they avoid the heavenly virtues thing and turn the commandments into bad guys and the 7 deadly sins into good guys. But it is Japanese in origin, so you can kind of give them. Yeah, those are the actual 7 deadly sins. Pride, greed, wrath, lust, envy, gluttony, and sloth. Sloth's the one I'm trying to avoid right now. That's why I'm getting stuff done. I'm not sitting around with idle hands. I've also smoked a lot less because of it today. In fact, I think I've been out for 3 cigarettes since I woke up this morning, and I've had a few hits off the vape. But that's it. Prudence, justice, temperance, courage, faith, hope, and charity. Those are the thank you very much for putting in the virtues. See, those are much better. Much better. Technically, I'm conducting 1 right at this very moment. Charity. This is being done without charge, without cost to anyone but myself. And as I've already stated, this army is Calm's army, who's been in chat. But then again, I just displayed pride within saying that. So none of us are perfect. But some of us at least are willing to admit it. And within those heavenly virtues and those sins, it gives us room to grow, to better ourselves. And people are thinking, shit, Lars, when did you get all religious and shit? I went to Sunday school, I'll have you know. I don't match for the church band. And it's something that's always been there on the back of my mind. Let's face it, do any of us actually know? No, that's why faith is one of the virtues. You have to have faith in the fact that it's that. I'm just going to leave that one up. Sorry. So, take your time. Seek out justice. Temperance. That's essentially the opposite of wrath, isn't it? Or the counter to wrath. Charity being the counter to greed. I don't think they all have direct counters, though. Unless temperance is the counter for lust. Well, the only thing I can think of. Depending what readings you're going from, yeah, there is a difference between each one. Although the base meanings are the same, there is slight differences. Now, the only thing I've got to worry about now is if any of those liberal types that get the knickers in a twist because they think they should have knickers finds this 3.5 hours into the video. Let's face it, they will. If they decide they're going to look. How many complaints am I going to get? Not overly bothered as long as you leave them in the comment section and it stays there. Just when it comes out of the comment section, that's when it's not a good thing. Before anyone on the internet, not my regular viewers, because they understand me hopefully well enough, I don't have anything against gay people or anything like that. It's just choose your words carefully. Choose which ones you want to use. There are far better ways to do it than taking things that are generally classified as bad. 10 left to do white, and I've literally just run out of white in that spot where I need to put it. So pre-made whip mix, which is nice. Put a little bit of that in because it is slightly watered, slightly, very, very watered down. And then a little bit of primer just to help thicken it up again. Get rid of that. Get the ridiculously small paintbrush again. And off we go for this one. Well, thank you all for staying with me this long. 3.5 hours is a long time for me to be painting and you lot all to be sat here listening to me. I'll say you lot. I know the numbers have gone up and down. Some people have come in, some people have left. There's a good possibility that one or two of you may have been here since the start. For those who have, I feel sorry for you. I didn't mean to put you through so much torture. And I do apologize for that. But I also thank you for being here with me. Cool. Final 10, we can get these done. You see, Cam, all you needed to do was silver, wash. You would have been done with all these. You wouldn't be able to hand me the towel. It's actually relatively simple. It goes even quicker if you don't do it on camera. Because you don't have to sit and do that. All that. To check what the comment section or the chat section are shouting at you for. Usually, in my case, because I'm not on screen and I'm not holding the model where I'm supposed to, so people can see it. Or there is just a ridiculous amount of things behind it that just make it blend so nastily and make it difficult to follow it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not sure where I'm supposed to leave open for these things. But it works a little bit. It stops me wanting to go out for a cigarette at least. While I keep my hands busy. As I am now into the last half an hour, I am no longer offering the link out. I won't be here that much longer, 30 minutes at most. And I may also drop down to be a little bit quieter now, just so I can concentrate a little more. Make sure I get these done before I have to leave. No, don't whistle. Don't whistle, you complete idiot. You can't whistle. You're tone deaf. And it was a wrong franchise anyway. But that'd probably be more fitting background music for me on Models of Music on Monday, wouldn't it? If it was to get the Dawn of War soundtrack and play that. Either the original Dawn of War, which would be excellent. Have to go through and find out which one I prefer out of the others, whether it be Dark Crusade, Soulstorm, Dawn of War 2. I've never played Dawn of War 3, so I don't know what the soundtrack's like on that one. I should imagine it'll be similar to the others. None of them are really going to be quite as funky as the Golden Eye. Pod music. Hey, what was it? How you doing, man? Glad you could come over. I'm on for like the last. Yeah, I'm winding down to the last half hour now. 7 models to get done white, and then I'll be jumping off. Well, thank you for coming in. Thank you very much. It's only been what? I've done 50 so far. The white for 50 is what I'm working on now. I've washed all 50. Now I'm doing the white bits for the glows that I'm going to need to do on the weapons and any other glowy sections. I was hoping to maybe get the gold bits done or maybe the blue bits done, but that isn't going to happen today, sadly enough. I know somebody's going to say, well, if you didn't talk so much, you'll get more done. It might be the case, but I want to talk. It's particularly boring if it's silent and you're sat there just watching somebody paint and then essentially watching paint dry. It's extremely boring. You put something over the top of it, even if it is my dulcet tones. That's not quite white enough. See, it's times like now I wish I still had my brother-in-law's airbrush. It's just been so much easier with an airbrush. No worries, Cam. I'll catch you in a bit, mate. I'll send you another picture with an update on how they're doing. Just so you know. And that's what? 44. Oh, slowly getting there. 45. That background noise that anyone can hear is Mrs. Lass doing the dishes. Because I've been sat on my ass at a desk all day. And I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not being able to feel my legs, but I'm not getting any tingling sensations in them anymore, so that's good. Just got to make sure they're maneuverable for when I wish to go out. I'm going to have to go get little one at some point soon. And I'd like to be able to walk. I may have to take a cane with me, but hey, I do have a cane for that purpose, so I should be all right. So a bit of dabbing up, bit of cleaning up to go. Definitely in that eye there. I'm going to need a lot of cleanup. Oh, actually, no, that should work as a nice glowy part of his blown out skull. That'd be good. That'd be good. 5 to go. 5 to go, which is more than I have viewers. Okay. I know I've had more than that at some point today, so I'm okay. Don't worry. However, I'm thankful for everybody who stayed with me so far. Now, if any of you have stayed from the start, and you haven't typed anything, that's okay. If you can leave me a comment at the end and afterwards, if you've managed to put up with through all of this and not screamed, shouted at me, called me a moron, called me an idiot, how can I take such things? How can I say such things? If you've managed to sit through all of this, then not only do you have my thanks, but you also deserve a medal. I don't have any medals, so if you want a medal, you're going to have to get in touch with the armed forces or somebody who sells them, but you definitely deserve it. Including Mrs. Laws, who's not had a choice of being able to leave. She's had to sit here through all of this. She had to sit here for the last nearly 4 hours listening to me waffle on as I'm painting these. However, seeing as you're in, Buzz, I've got to say, you are particularly cruel with that little hovercraft thing that you play on Battlefront. Just plucking it on people's heads. That's evil. Shooting down helicopters. Should that transport be able to shoot down a helicopter? I don't think it should. But you managed it. Okay. So we're looking good on that one. No, I'm not playing golf. That's how many I've got left. Come on, come on, come on. No, you've got some nice clips. You got some nice clips on that last video that I saw, where you were literally just going about 4 of yous on that one-man craft flying through the air, even though one of yous was hanging off the bottom, which I think was actually you as the driver, which was rather odd. Having the driver just dangling out the bottom of the vehicle while other people stood on his head or stood on the back. Oh, I hear movement from upstairs. That means one of my children are coming down. So just to make sure that they know that I am live on YouTube at the moment before they start coming in. And because I know some of them don't like being on YouTube, so I have to make sure that that warning's there. So, yeah, we're finding out the crucial things of how many people will be here for tea. Which, as far as I'm aware at the moment, is most of us. I'll have to double check that later when all the kids are home, and then we can. It does look very weird, Beaky. You're right. It looked bizarre as hell when I was watching. It was like, okay, why is that guy sitting out? Why? It just didn't make sense to me. I mean, I was enjoying the video. It was hilarious. Just watching you go and just squish people or chop them up with the rotary blades. It was fun, but yeah, as soon as multi-policies got on there and it just pushed one of you out the bottom, and it was like, what's going on? That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all. Also, I've got a question for anyone who makes it this far and has watched enough of it. How many times does my accent change during a stream? Depending on who's in the chat and who I'm talking to. Because yesterday, Mrs. Laz thought it was absolutely hilarious as she could listen to my accent change as I was talking to somebody from Yorkshire, or at least up on Pennines. And she thought it was absolutely hilarious because I didn't notice it was happening until she pointed it out. But apparently my accent was changing, not at a slow pace, at quite a rapid pace to pretty much match the person I was talking to. I didn't fully realize I was doing it. So I didn't know until she pointed it out to me. But apparently, yeah, my accent changes depending on who I'm talking to and depending on what the accent is. So Glaswegian I will drop into very quickly and very easily. Oh, that's good. That means I've not done it very often. If I've done it at all, that's good. Thank you, Kirsty. But yeah, I'll drop into Yorkshire and I'll drop into Glaswegian quite easily. Liverpudlian's a bit more difficult for me, but I do end up getting a slight bit of scabs in my accent if I'm around Liverpudlians a bit too much. So it's not like it doesn't happen. It just takes a little bit longer than it does for Yorkshire or Glaswegian. But I didn't realize I did this. Yeah. Well, thing is, I don't have a Yorkshire accent. I'm not from Yorkshire. So why I would be able to drop into a Yorkshire accent easily and mid-conversation without even realizing it, I don't know. I don't know. It's just bizarre. And I didn't realize I was doing it until it got pointed out. And it was probably really, really off-putting for the person I was talking to because my accent's changing halfway through the conversation. And it's not, apparently it wasn't a subtle change. See, Irish and Scottish are very similar in tonals, and depends where in Scotland you go. And that's why I specifically said Glaswegian. I can't drop into a standard Scottish accent. I know that if I was to go to Edinburgh, I wouldn't pick up the accent as quickly as I do if I go to Glasgow. When I went to Ireland, I don't believe I picked up the accent by the time I met up with you, Captain. However, there was certainly a small hint of it by the time I'd got back, but it went quite quickly. So I know I can slightly pick up the Irish accent, just it doesn't come as quick as the others. You see, we've got a London accent's not actually that far away from some of them, really, because the drawn out lettering and the noises and it's like Mancunian and Liverpudlian aren't that far away from each other, really, both geographically and how we speak with our accent, which is why I understand why a lot of people can't tell the difference between the two, whereas obviously I can. But the two are so similar to each other. All it is a slight octave change, and you can drop into it so much easier. Yeah, we do. We do. Because we've got that Manchester accent. And all it takes is that little bit of a change in how we talk. And there you go, you're more Liverpool. Rather than being a proper Manc, you know. You can be a proper Manc. Have that accent all the time. Because that's all you can do. But just change it slightly. You'll end up in Liverpool. And you do have the two separate Liverpudlian accents as well. And not all Mancs talk like that. Some of us can actually enunciate and stuff, you know. We know what letters are and that. And it's not just water. It's water. Water. See, some of us can actually enunciate and speak. What? In the general day-to-day life, it's nice water. Although the ERR kid. He's not, no, see, we're not with added violence, just with different violence. Liverpool can be just as violent as Manchester. So one of us uses knives and the other one uses glasses. And I'll let you lot decide which one is which. Because to glass someone is also a noun in Manchester. Okay. So it did take me longer than I was expecting it to wash and white 50 models. Welcome back, Joey. Welcome back. You're welcome back just in time for me to do my closing. Whatever I do whenever I finish, because it always takes me ages for some strange reason. I'm not sure why. But yeah, closing the stream, I'm useless at. So this is where we get to this point. So thank you. Yeah, council pop, corporation pop, water. That's it. Right, so that's all 50 now been washed and whited in. Let's get back on song actually. And all the glowy bits there are now going to be almost ready because I've just spotted a tiny little bit there that needs doing. And I want to get it done now before I have to come back and try and respot it later. There we go. So yeah, they're all nicely white and gloated. I'm going to let all them dry. Give them another metal dry brush off screen so that they're ready for the blue bit, which I will do next week after models and musings on Monday, or during if I actually get the work done that I wanted to do quickly. But until then, I'm going to finish my brew, which is freezing cold now. Awesome. And with that, yeah, thank you very much for everyone for coming to see me. Kirsty, Beaky, Joey, Captain, Calm, who's actually the owner of all these. He did actually come in to say hello to me. BC, if you're still here, awesome. Blake, and whoever that knobhead was who got an obsession with matchsticks. I have no idea who that was, but good luck to you. And yeah, don't go out in the heat too much. You're going to try that crap. But thank you all for coming. Drive safe, and I'll see you on the next one.